Red Raider softball makes history over the weekend. We'll talk about that and so much more on our final episode of Double T Insider. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Taylor Peters alongside Robert Giovanetti. Texas Tech softball coach Adrian Gregory led them to their first ever series sweep over Baylor, and they did it on the road, which is really hard to do. This group just keeps playing better and better as we get into conference play.
If anyone doubted what was happening there, we saw last weekend that it's real, that Coach Gregory has this group going the way she wants them to go. I mean, you think about it, they played Oklahoma and Texas. They got two of the top three opponents out of the way. The future's very bright for Coach Gregory.
And she's talked about a couple of times, this is maybe the most complete team that she's got. And she's had several good players on her past few teams, and we've got one right now in Jessica Hartwell. But there are just so many weapons, and I think that depth is what is making a huge difference for this team.
Not just in the circle. They have help in the circle, which they haven't had in the past, but Jessica has some help around her, which helps protect her, where in the past maybe she was one of the lone threats on the offensive side.
And we've seen in the past few years, they get out to maybe good starts and they play well, throughout the game, but they just weren't able to finish some of those games. And so now they're getting out to an early lead and they're finishing strong, which I think is huge for this group. A
lot of confidence. When you watch them play, they clearly are confident in what they're doing. And now they're firmly in the mix of NCAA tournament talk, hosting talk. That's a lot of fun things to look at the last couple of weeks.
And you said it's just confidence right now. They're playing really well. They know that they're playing well, and they feel like they can go up against any team in the Big 12. We'll talk to Carly Hamilton in just a little bit on Double T Insider. But Red Raider baseball also on the road this weekend. They pick up Game 3 of their series against West Virginia on the road. What did you think from junior Caleb Killian?
In baseball, there's something called a stopper, which is your starting pitcher that comes in and stops some kind of a skid. And Caleb had that on his shoulders on Sunday, losing the first two games on Friday and Saturday. You had to get that Sunday game. And we saw with Caleb on Sunday what we saw with him last year. He's a guy you can count on, and he goes complete game. You just can't say enough good things about that.
And he's been one of the most consistent guys on this team for Coach Tadlock, too. But now as you approach sort of this next step in conference play, what do you hope to see from him and the rest of this group?
I think he just has to have more help from the back end of the rotation and the pitching staff coming in, the guys that you can't walk in the winning run like what happened on Saturday. And these guys have to get going offensively. Coach Tadlock knows that. There's still a lot of Big 12 play left ahead of this team. They're right there in the mix at 6-6, and so a big series this weekend at home.
And back here at home, also for Texas Tech men's tennis over the weekend, you couldn't write it any better for them. On senior day, they get a huge upset victory over number 6 Baylor, and senior Artem Kapchik was just huge for them in that game.
And first time in his career, he gets the match-winning victory, and just a great way for him to go out and for these guys to give them some confidence going into Big 12.
And Coach Macy has just talked about how that's one of the things that they really need right now. They needed to just kind of generate some confidence, but this is maybe the most competitive group that he's had. What difference do you feel like that makes, just to have guys who are so eager to get out there and get some of those wins?
Everybody works hard, everybody wants to win, but I think sometimes the confidence, the mental part is the entire difference. And I think we're seeing that with this group, that they've really maybe turned a corner mentally.
And finally, Texas Tech women's tennis gets the split on the weekend, the Friday victory over Oklahoma, but dropping Sunday's match against Oklahoma State. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Double T Insider.
Double T Insider is brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club. Your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau. Register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Season tickets are available for Red Raider football. Just visit our website at texastech.com. But spring football is officially closed now. They finish everything up in Frisco at the Ford Center at the Star for their spring game. What did you see just from this group?
So with all the travel and everything else, had great energy on Saturday, and the final spring event and a lot of things going around it. So that, to me, that was something that you could really hang your hat on. These guys came out, played a half of football, really, really high energy.
And there were a lot of guys that we really didn't get to see for injury purposes. And so Coach Patterson, I talked to him after the game, and he said, we're just really lucky we got out of here with really no more injuries, because I think, 10 scholarship guys on this team were not able to play in that game on Saturday.
Going into it, that's what I was telling people. You can't really tell a lot from what happens today because we left so many guys at home because of various injuries and other things that you're not seeing the full Red Raider outfit. But if you saw them throughout the spring like we did, you realize there's a lot of talent here, and I think the depth will be a lot better once we get to August.
And at the receiver position, Eric Ezukama was a guy who really, throughout the course of spring, had to step up, because when you lose TJ Vasher and you lose Seth Collins, he's really the next guy up at that outside receiver position. I felt like he did really good Saturday.
I agree, and a lot of people thought last year that I heard his name a lot, and so I think we're seeing with him now what a lot of people saw in him early.
Defensively, who was somebody that really stood out to you? Is there anybody in particular, or just from the defensive unit as a whole?
I just thought their energy as a whole, and Coach Patterson has them buying into tackles for losses, 3 and outs, turnovers. It's fun to watch that.
It is fun to watch, and I had a conversation on the sideline with Dakota, and he was just like, man, this is fun. This is a great defense for a guy to be able to be part of. I'm excited to be able to watch what they're able to do defensively. As we wrap up spring football, we also wrap up our 5-part series of Saddle Up. Take a look.
Big objectives was to kind of get this group to buy into, understand, use the tempo that we like to run the offense at, and that's I think shown up predominantly in the scrimmages when we can play fast. They understand how fast we want to play. The 2 scrimmages, and we chart all of it, is we're averaging right now snapping it or simulating the snap around 27 seconds on the clock. So just under 13 seconds it takes us to get a play up and ready to go.
Let's go, bounce. Quick, get the ball up. Quick. Get the ball inside!
And it's happened a few times in the scrimmages where we start a drive and it goes bang, 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 and it works, and you're like, oh, this is what it feels like. This is what it looks like. This is how the experience you have going through it, as opposed to just watching on video and saying, oh, they scored really fast. But that's part of the learning process for them to kind of be able to sit there, and you kind of see some heads nodding along with it. Yeah, I felt that. I saw it. I experienced it. And that's all part of the kind of the growth and how you're trying to move in that direction.
I think the biggest challenge is different coaches have different expectations for you. And so when this new coaching staff comes in, you can just tell with the whole staff that how badly they want to win and how bad they want to get everyone on the same page. And I think a lot of the players feel that. And so I think the biggest challenge is just living up to those expectations as a team. And we so badly want to win with them, and so we're just doing everything we can to live up to those expectations and be the team that these coaches and this community for Lubbock knows that we can be.
The receiving core, because we've had some guys, and it goes like this every spring, got dinged up and everything, but some of our young guys, Leggett, Easy, Myler, have gotten way more reps than what you would probably designed for in a spring, but they're getting those, and it's kind of getting thrown into the fire. So you can see the difference from day 1 to day 14 is tremendous.
Coach Wells always said was, if you continue to do the things that you do, the outcome will remain the same. And it really hit me, because if this team continues to do the things we've done over the past couple seasons, we're going to end up teary-eyed 5-7, and this team does not want that. We want to be successful so bad, and we want to perform for this community so very bad, and we have the talent and the coaches to do it. And it's just a matter of going out and proving to everyone that we can.
Caden's done a lot of good things too. He's coming out. He's feisty. The ball finds him. He makes plays. So like I said, a lot of the guys, Miles doing good things. Even Kevin Terry's doing good things. A lot of guys, like I said, as a committee, are doing a lot of good things, and so let's kind of keep it going.
Tiptoe over there, tiptoe Terry. Good, find it. Switch sides. Jog it over.
To watch that final episode and every other episode of Saddle Up, just head on over to our website at texastech.com. So what's next for this group?
If you've been watching Saddle Up, you saw the segment with Coach Schultz, the strength and conditioning coach. A lot of time with him over the next couple months. Coaches will get settled in now and get moved in, if those who haven't finished moving in here to Lubbock, and getting ready for Media Day in July and getting started.
Coaches are going to be out recruiting still, too. There's a couple of positions that they still need to fill. Still to come on Double T Insider, we feature a program that's set to prepare student athletes for graduation.
voice. Now think about this. Our conference has one voice for 10% of that. And I appreciate you taking it seriously, having actual dialogue about it. My favorite part, the purpose of this organization is to pass student athletes the beneficial or betterment of our experience in legislation in that sense.
A quiz about Texas Tech history and the sports at Texas Tech.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. For so many of these student athletes here on campus, their athletic career ends after graduation. And so the Talkington Leadership Academy does a lot of things to really help provide them the things that they need as they move into the real world.
Nobody does the student athlete experience better than Texas Tech. We prepare these student athletes for life in college, some of the things they need, just personal development through their college career, but then also getting them ready for life after college and the fact they got to go out and interview and find a job and do those other things.
And Suited for Success does exactly that. I mean, not only does it help provide them, the things that they need to know about how to dress professionally, but it's also giving them, experience and being able to just do an interview.
They all look great. We dress them up from head to toe. We provide them shoes and a suit, but then also put them through the mock interview process, put people in the community have been great stepping up and just showing them what it's like to be out there in the world trying to get a job.
It's helping make that transition to the real world so much easier for a lot of these student athletes.
Oh, Tech has put me on a platform for success, and it's been incredible. I've had a lot of plans for the future about what I'm going to do after football, and hopefully that's a long time away, but now I really have a good preparation for what I want to do and how I'm going to achieve it, and everything that they're doing right now is just projecting me forward and forward and forward.
I think Tech is doing a great job for preparing us for the business world. I'm super thankful. For instance, this Suited for Success course is something completely different. It's something I'm not used to before, and I think by them taking their time to help us out, I'm going to finish college in a much better position than when I started.
I mean, honestly, whatever job position you do, whether it's NFL, or professional or whatever, you're always going to have an interview and you always got to talk to somebody. So this just helps that, and it just helps anybody who does this.
It's definitely given me a little sneak peek of how the outside world is going to be, and it's very nice to get my foot a little wet and just to see how it's going to be out there.
It's helping us with after college and after sports and whatnot. I mean, this is for life. I don't know, that was the first time I actually got a suit that I actually liked. Like this suit, I picked it out, I knew everything I wanted. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If you ain't see me in my suit, you missed out, because I look fly.
Definitely do appreciate them doing all this, because they really didn't have to. We're not really ready for the real world until we get out there, and I feel like it's nice of them to give us something to go on, but it's different when you have to basically sell yourself and network. So I'm thankful that they made up this program, and it's very helpful.
Suited for Success is just one of the many programs on campus that helps provide the student athletes all the things that they need.
And I love that night because they sit down at a different table with different people from around the community, and they never fail to impress. I love our student athletes. I love the way they handle themselves in those kind of situations.
Well, still to come on Double T Insider, we talked to one of those student athletes. Carly Hamilton will be here on set. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Double T Insider. I'm Taylor Peters here with Carly Hamilton from Red Raider Softball. First of all, you guys have been so much fun to watch play this year. You go on the road against Baylor and you get the first ever series sweep in Waco. I mean, how special is that to be part of?
Oh, it was so exciting. We couldn't ask for anything more than that, especially to just go into their house and get 3 wins. It's not easy, whoever you're playing. So it was exciting. It was so fun.
You guys still have 10 more games left on the schedule, and already you've surpassed your wins from last season. I mean, just to be able to kind of be part of the growth and the development and the uphill trend of this team, that's got to mean something to you.
Mm-hmm. It's so special. And I talk about this a lot. My class, committed to being a building class. And so we committed knowing like, hey, we might not get to see the benefits of what we're trying to build. And so it's just so much more special that like we get to be a part of something like this.
You are part of the building. I mean, that's a huge deal. And Coach Gregory has been talking about you guys for so long, and she's been building this group for years and years. And she's talked about this being the most complete group that she's had. And you said it's not just one or two or even 3 or 4 players, it's everybody together.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, everybody just rises to the occasion, and we don't have just one standout person. Like, everyone's really good and everyone works really hard and everyone's playing for the person next to them. So we just have a really great culture and things just keep falling together for us. So we have a lot of kids with a lot of heart, and it's just really fun to be a part of.
Yeah, and grit is a word that Coach uses all the time for this group. And for somebody like, Jessica Hartwell, who's been here for a long time, and she's been such a huge part of that building process, what does she mean and her leadership mean, to you and to some of these other players on the team?
Yeah, Jess is just a presence. Like, wherever she walks in the room, like, she's there. And so she just does such a great job, like, just encouraging people around her and just, like, setting the tone for our team.
And pitching has made such a colossal, difference for this group. And can you just speak to how special Aaron and Missy have been for this group and what you guys have been able to do this year?
Yeah, they're huge. Our offense doesn't feel as much pressure to score, like, 50 runs, and so it's like just nice. We can just play the game and enjoy it and know that like our offense is going to compete for our pitching and our pitching is going to compete for our offense.
And now you guys are able to come back home and you host Kansas for the last conference set of games this week. And what do you see in them, and what do you like just about the opportunity to be able to kind of close out conference play here at home?
Yeah, I think it's just about building momentum into the finish of our season. Coach G talks about that a lot. Like, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And so we're just looking to get some wins and just build some momentum going into the next conference series.
Good luck to you guys this weekend. Red Raider softball hosting Kansas Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For ticket information, head on over to texastech.com. Thanks so much for your time, Carly. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Double T Insider.
Double T Insider was brought to you in part by Plains Capital Bank. Bank with confidence. The Red Raider Club, your support, their effort, our fearless champions. Texas Farm Bureau, register today for your chance to deliver the game ball and receive a VIP experience at a Texas Tech home football game. Contest details available at texastech.com.
Welcome back into Double T Insider. Red Raider baseball hosting Baylor this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For times, check our website at texastech.com.
And the Texas Tech softball team will host 3 games against Kansas this weekend, starting Thursday night at Rocky Johnson Field, Friday night, and then Saturday morning at 11.
That's all our time for now on this final episode of Double T Insider. For Robert Giovanetti, I'm Taylor Peters, and we leave you with some of the best moments of 2018-2019.
The streak comes to an end as Texas Tech finally gets them a victory here in Stillwater.
First round of the NCAA tournament, and they win.
The Red Raiders win it.
And Tech wins!
Texas Tech is going to come away with the win.
Biggest win ever over Kansas.
The Big 12 title. They'll be playing for the national championship.
I'm so proud of the efforts that we gave.
Texas Tech has won it off the bat of Brianna Russell.
This ball is out of here.